Hey everyone, and welcome. Our bodies are always changing, basically telling a story that unfolds over our entire lifetime. So today, we're going to dive into three of the biggest chapters in that story. We're going to take what often feels really confusing and turn it into something clear and honestly empowering. That question just hits you, right? It's packed with so much worry, and it's something so many parents have heard. It's that exact moment of uncertainty, when a totally natural change feels like something is terribly wrong. And that feeling is exactly what we're going to tackle today. Because that's really the key, isn't it? Understanding the language our bodies are speaking. By following this journey from one milestone to the next, we can start to replace all that anxiety with knowledge and with confidence. All right, so let's get into it. So first up, puberty. Our story really begins here. And it's not something to be scared of, not at all. It's the very first major milestone in this incredible journey of growth, and it all starts with understanding one key process. So, what are we really talking about when we say menstruation? Well, to put it simply, it's just a monthly cycle of renewal. It's not a sickness, it's not an injury, it's actually a really clear and vital signal that a body is healthy and developing exactly the way it's supposed to. I love this way of thinking about it because it makes the biology so easy to grasp. Just imagine the uterus is this cozy little house, and every single month it gets redecorated, preparing a soft, welcoming space. If no guest happens to arrive, well, the decorations are cleared out to make way for new ones the next month. That, in a nutshell, is menstruation. So you might see this number 12 or 13 and think that's the age. But here's the thing. The range is actually way wider than that. And that's what's so crucial to remember. Every single person is on their own unique timeline, and that is 100% normal. And this is where it gets really practical and honestly pretty brilliant. It shows how parents can prepare by creating positive rituals, being ready with all the supplies, and just opening the door for relaxed, regular conversations. You can totally transform this from a dreaded big talk into an ongoing supportive dialogue. And this quote from Amy really hits home, doesn't it? It's so important. In an age where there are endless online videos and just so much misinformation out there, being that trusted, reliable source for your child is more critical than ever before. It really builds a foundation of trust for all the chapters yet to come. Okay, so let's jump ahead to the next big chapter in this story, postpartum. Just like puberty marks the beginning of a new phase, childbirth ushers in another really profound period of recovery and readjustment. It's all about learning to navigate a brand new normal. Now, a question that comes up all the time for new mothers is this: why does my period feel so different after birth? Sometimes it's way more intense than they remember. And yeah, that can be pretty concerning. But there's a really clear biological reason for it. Well, the simple answer is your body is basically hitting a reset button. I mean, think about it. After 9 whole months of huge changes, the uterus has to contract all the way back to its original size. Its muscles, its blood vessels, its nerves, they're all kind of reactivating and finding their rhythm again. It's not just going back to how it was. It's adapting to an entirely new state of being. Okay, try thinking of it like this. For 9 months, the uterus was like a quiet, exclusive resort, completely focused on one important thing. After birth, that resort is reopening for regular business. And, it just takes time to get everything back up and running smoothly again. And the best part? You can totally be proactive about this. A simple toolkit with the essentials for comfort, a realistic recovery timeline that you talk about with your doctor, and just paying close attention to your body's signals, all of that can make this transition so much smoother. And Amanda's quote here, wow, this is such a game changer of a mindset. Just like she learned, the goal isn't to go back in time. It's about embracing and understanding the body you have now. It's a brand new chapter, not just a rerun of an old one. That whole idea of adapting to a new normal is the perfect bridge to our third and final chapter for today, perimenopause. And this isn't an ending, not by a long shot. It's a really significant transition, a time when the body's long-established rhythms start to change all over again. Okay, this analogy is just fantastic. For decades, right, your ovaries have been these super consistent, reliable employees. But as you get into your 40s, they start changing their schedule. Sometimes they show up late, sometimes they leave early, and sometimes they just don't come in at all. And it's that unpredictability that causes the hormonal ups and downs of perimenopause. And all that unpredictability? It can make your body feel like its thermostat is just completely on the fritz. When your estrogen spikes, boom, you might get a sudden, really intense hot flash. Then, when it drops, you might get chills or night sweats. It's all just part of your body trying to recalibrate its hormonal temperature. And you guessed it, just like with the other stages, having a toolkit can make all the difference. Tracking your symptoms gives you and your doctor some really valuable data to work with. A comfort box helps you manage the physical changes head on. And a stress management plan is absolutely crucial for supporting your mental and emotional well-being through it all. And I think Carolyn's words here are just the perfect way to look at it. She reframed this whole period not as a loss, but as a gain. A gain in maturity, in wisdom, and in confidence. It's a real opportunity to get to know yourself in a new and even deeper way. So when you look at all three of these stages, puberty, postpartum, perimenopause, what's the one thing they all have in common? It's that knowledge is power. It really is. When we understand the story our body is telling us, we can move from a place of fear to a place of strength. And that right there is the big takeaway. None of these stages is an ending. They're simply transitions, moving from one chapter to the next. And yeah, each chapter has its challenges for sure, but it also brings its own unique wisdom and its own kind of growth. So that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. By being open, by learning, and by sharing our own stories, we actually have the power to change this entire narrative. We can transform these conversations that were once filled with anxiety into genuine moments of connection, of understanding, and of true empowerment.